Hi there, it's October 23rd and time for Proverbs 23. Now we are continuing with the 30 sayings that you're supposed to memorize and keep them on your lips ready at all times, right? We covered 5 yesterday, and today we're going to cover more. I've already separated them, right, so I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, that's actually one, 17, 18, so I may not be counting them right. I am going to put a list together and I will post that list, a very simple 1 through 30. I'm working on that now. So let's begin with the 30 wise sayings you're supposed to memorize and keep on your lips, ready for any occasion. Okay, this is kind of important. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you and put a knife to your throat if you are given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Right? Now, when a ruler or a leader, an employer, a prospective employer, invites you out to lunch, it's not to feed you, okay? He is testing you. He's going to see what kind of a person you are. He's going to see if you're kind. He's going to watch how you treat people beneath you and above you, if you treat them the same. He's going to look at things like, do you put salt on your food before even tasting it? That says something about your personality, that you don't trust new things and new ideas. Okay? He may have the waiter drop a fork or a napkin just to see if you look down on him, like, what an idiot. Or if you, let me help you with that. He's going to test these things. Right? The rulers and people above you always want to see what kind of person you are, because they may be thinking of a promotion, or they may be deciding whether between you and somebody else that they need to let go to restructure their company. So, right, don't eat a lot, order a little, don't, treat everybody with kindness. Okay? That's important. That's kind of the whole thing. Eat with sobriety. I'm looking at the notes over in Geneva. Brittle then appetite is as it were forced by and violence. Well, for oft times the rich, when they bid their inferiors to their tables, it is not for the love they have, not for the love they bear them, but for their own secret purposes. All right? That's what we just said. So that's a good one. That's a good one to remember. Okay, the next one is 4 and 5. Do not toil to acquire wealth. Be discerning enough to desist. When your eyes light on it, it is gone, for suddenly it sprouts wings, flying like an eagle towards heaven. Right? Bestow not the gifts that God hath given thee to get worldly riches. Got that? Don't toil to acquire wealth. Okay, just enough. Okay, the motto of Proverbs is just enough. Okay, and if you put all your efforts into acquiring wisdom, knowledge, understanding, fear of the Lord, that stuff will come automatically. Yeah, it says that all over Proverbs. But when you buy something, when your eyes light on it, it's gone. Yeah, that's how money is. Riches taketh to her wings as an eagle and flieth into heaven. Right. You buy this junk, it's gone the next day. Okay, the money's gone, and now you have this thing. Right? People fill their houses now with crap. Okay? I remember when I was a child in the 70s, a storage, renting storage to store crap was absolutely unheard of. Okay, it's like, who would do that? I mean, like Beacons Moving, they stored things for people that were moving. They would store them in a big box in a warehouse. while a home was being built or while they were going from one mansion to another, and it would be a few months. But they always got it out again, okay? It was never just stored there just to store your crap, to say, I have crap, right? It's worthless. Okay, the next one, 6, 7, and 8. Do not eat the bread of a man who is stingy. Do not desire his delicacies, for he is like one who is inwardly calculating. Right. Well, for as he calculates his soul, so is he. And stingy. Yeah. Whose eye is evil? What's it say over here? The evil eye. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsels that you have eaten and waste your pleasant words. All right? And you can always tell people like this, people who say, come on over. And they'll say, they're always going to tell you what something costs. That's the stingy person who's inwardly calculating. And here, have a beer, You know, they charge $8 for a 6-pack now. Can you believe that? And, these, steaks are $25 a pound now. Jeez, here, have a steak, it's just, and inwardly they're calculating, man, this is going to cost me a fortune. All my money's going to be gone, right? Their heart's not with it, just, and it'll make you sick. Oh, this guy's just, here, take my money. It's crazy. Good stuff, huh? Okay, 9 is by itself. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. Right? Foolish people, arrogant, conceited, prideful. You try and talk to them, they're just going to shoot you down. They're going to cut you off and tell you, so, well, I know something better than you. And, right? Just don't talk to them. It's simple, huh? Okay, 10 and 11 are together. Don't move an ancient landmark or enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong, and he will plead their cause against you. Okay. It's kind of different now. I mean, a couple of 100 years ago, even in this country, okay, at the beginning, when they were trying to settle the western Midwest and the western states, the government bought this property, okay? Louisiana purchased. Thomas Jefferson bought a bunch of property from Ohio all the way over to the Rocky Mountains. And he was giving that property away, okay? They were signing that property, giving it to your family. The boundaries were set, okay? And that land, usually a good chunk, 150, 200, 300 acres, would be in your family. You would pass it down to your children. But there's always neighbors who are trying to encroach, and, I'm going to plow one extra row over into his thing, and then that'll be my property, and nobody will know. Right? And it went on, but I wouldn't mind going back to family lands, right? That'd be cool. Keep the family together anyways, right? But if you do encroach, God is strong. And it says specifically of the fatherless, okay? Widows. Trying to take advantage of somebody less fortunate than you. Yeah. Okay. The next one is by itself. Apply your heart to instruction and your ear to words of knowledge. Okay, right. Listen. This just says listen. Okay, 13 and 14. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with a rod, you will save his soul from Sheol or hell. Okay? It's very important to discipline your kids while they are young. Okay? They learn everything. By the time they're 8 years old, they should know how to act. They should know how to behave. They should know how to treat others. They should know how to treat elders and respect. And they will imitate their parents. Okay? If you let them get away with stuff, they turn into teenagers, they're not going to get away with that stuff, okay? Somebody's going to kill them. They're going to end up in prison because you didn't teach them a simple lesson when they were 2 or 3 years old. He says this all over, and it is very important. Okay, 15 and 16 together. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart will too will be glad. My inmost being will exult when your lips speak what is right. My kidneys is that. Right. It's great to have. Now, my children are all grown, okay? They're in their 30s and 40s now, have children of their own. And I love to see their wisdom, just like it says here, okay? My inmost being exults when their lips speak what is right. Okay? Smart kids. And it makes you feel good if you have a child that is wise and smart and has a lot of common sense. They make you proud. That's honoring your parents, right? Okay, 17 and 18 is one. Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day. Right? Surely there's a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Right? Always fear the Lord. Every day, all day. Follow him, exalt him, pray to him, talk to him. Right? Study the Bible. All the day. I like that. There is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. It'll always end okay if you're following the Lord. There. 19, 20, 21 is a single one. Hear, my son, and be wise, and direct your heart in the way. Be not among drunkards, or among gluttonous eaters of meat. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and slumber will clothe them with rags. Right? Don't hang around these kind of partiers, right? Drinking and eating, big people that just all they do is eat and drink and into poverty. Don't hang around with those kind of people. Kids, do not find wise people. Hang around wise people. 22. This 22 through 25 was a single one, but I kind of highlighted another one separately. So. Kids, listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Always honor your parents. It's one of the big 10, right? I think it's number 5. Buy truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding, right? Get an education. Buy wisdom. Do not sell it, okay? Wisdom is to be spread free and openly. When somebody comes to you and says, I see that you've been successful in this. Can you tell me how you did it? Yes, I will teach you what to do, what not to do. The mistakes I made and learned from, and I can pass on to you so that you won't make the same mistakes. Hey, don't sell it. Oh, you give me $100 and I'll show you how it. There's a lot of people doing that, right? I made it rich, and for $99.95, I'll show you how I did it. Well, how they did it is charging you $99.95 and getting a bunch of gullible people to give him $100, and now he's rich. Right. Buy it. Okay, finish it. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice. He who fathers a wise son will be glad in him. Let your father and mother be glad. Let her who bore you rejoice. Right. Parents love it when their kids turn out wonderful. Okay. 26, 27, 28 is 1. My son, give me your heart and let your eyes observe my ways. For a prostitute is a deep pit, an adulteress is a narrow well. She lies in wait like a robber and increases the traitors among mankind. Right. Now, this can go for boys and girls. You need to stay away from the wrong people. Okay? It's a shame today that people only judge other people and they want to date other people according to their physical appearance and apparent amount of wealth they have, and not for the soul and how much they fear the Lord. Right? It's a deep pit. He's got to be over 6 foot. He's got to make 6 figures. He's got to drive a brand new car and have a beautiful house. What about he's got to be a kind person, a loving person, gives to the poor, right? Smart, loves the Lord, no matter what he makes or how tall he is. Same with women. Okay. Pretty, gorgeous women that wear hardly any clothes. They're selling themselves. Okay. They only want money. Well, they want a lot of stuff. They're not looking for a good man. Okay. You judge beauty by what's inside, just like she should just judge a man's heart by what's inside and the fruit that they bear, right? You can tell by the fruit that they bear. Okay, now this last part, 29 through 35, is about a single subject. Okay, it's one of the few places in the Bible that talks about the dangers of alcoholism and being addicted to alcohol. Okay, we'll read through this. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? You know, like that. Wounds without cause. You wake up and where did I get this mark from? Those who? Those who tarry long over wine. Those who go to try mixed wine or mixed drinks. Do not look at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a serpent and stings like an adder. Right? Your eyes will see strange things and your heart utter perverse things. When you're drunk, you say some stupid stuff. You'll be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on the top of a mast. Now, a ship's going, the very top of the mast is one that's just going, you know, not a place you want to be in a storm. Right? There's a note here. Or the rigging, right? They struck me, you will say, but I was not hurt. They beat me, but I did not feel it. When shall I wake up? I must have another drink, right? And you wake up with a hangover. You feel like, man, what happened? I feel like I got run over by a truck. I don't have any marks on me, but I feel like I got beat to death. Alcoholism. Okay? Yeah, tries. So there you go. That's the thing. I don't think we will go over each one of these individually again. We highlighted them because we're separating the 30 sayings, right? Right? Sit down with a ruler. Don't eat a lot. Treat everybody with kindness. Right? He's testing you. He's testing you. Don't toil to acquire wealth. Right? If you work your whole life just for money, at the end of your life, you're going to go, here's my money. Where's my family? Where's my children? Right? Some things are more important. Right? When your eyes light on money, it's gone. And don't eat the bread of a man who is stingy, selfish. It's kind of people, you know them, okay? They're going to pretend to be friendly and outgoing and here, have this. Did you know what that cost me? And it's easy to tell stingy people. It just makes you sick. Don't do that. Don't speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. Fools will never listen to you, so don't even bother. Don't move ancient landmarks. Yeah, we talked about that. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge. Always be learning. And this one's kind of important. It's yellow. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, if you spank him, he will not die. In fact, if you spank him, you will save his soul from hell. This is very important. Now, Satan's running the world. We know Satan's running the world. He starts with the children. Don't spank your children. Don't hurt their little feelings. And he knows the way they'll turn out. They will turn out following him and not God. Think about that. You are killing them if you don't discipline your children properly. Okay? And my son, if your heart is wise, my heart will be glad too. You love it when your kids are wise. They have wise, kind hearts. Hey, don't envy sinners. Don't envy sinners. A lot of people do. You see these rich people, these big movie stars and these singers and right, these philanthropists and people that have all this money. Don't envy those people. Okay, you don't want to go where they're going. Okay? Believe me. Okay, don't hang around drunkards and gluttonous people. Mentions just to your kids. Right? Find other kids that are seeking wisdom, that love the Lord. Okay, you only come to poverty. Okay, and this one here, listen to the Father who gave you life. Make us happy, kids. Don't hang around with the wrong people. Don't fall for a pretty girl. Don't fall for a guy without knowing their heart. Without knowing their heart. And the one about alcoholism. So there you have it. That was, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's probably around 20 if I'm counting them right. So tomorrow there should be more of the same wisdom, see? And they're kind of pre-separated. So I noticed in the, oh, look over here. I noticed in the Christian Standard Bible, it actually separates them by paragraphs. So they're very easy to do. And I use that when I highlight the other ones. So see how nicely they separate the paragraphs. So they separate the 30 sayings. Right. Christian Standard's a newer Bible. It's a great Bible. Actually, it's not. The Holman Christian Standard, which was one of my favorite Bibles. And you can see I keep it open over here. Oh. And the Holman Christian Standard was printed by the Holman Printing Company, which was the first printing company founded in America in 1743 or 1748 or something like that. One of the oldest printing companies known. So this Bible has been around for a long, long time. It's been updated and put into modern languages. Yeah. The latest one was in 2017. But it's not woke. Many of the new Bibles have gone gender neutral and woke, and you do not want to read those, okay? Like the new NIV, you do not want to read that Bible. The latest New American Standard, you don't want to read that Bible, all right? They have changed words around when God specifically said, don't change a word, don't add a word, don't take away a word. And many of them have, so. The best thing is to keep lots of versions of Bibles. I keep 10 or 12 different translations, and I compare them, okay? This particular program, Bible Gateway, that has his Bibles, probably has 50 or 60 Bibles on here. And you can put them right beside each other and compare the word. So do that. Stay tuned later today. We're on day 297 of our Through the Bible in a Year. Jesus is getting ready to go to Jerusalem and do something very bad to himself, get hurt. Had to be done, but for us, right? So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But tomorrow we'll continue. See you later.